So hello all, welcome back to my channel Medical Concepts in Brief. So today we'll take a brief look at the alpha receptors. So alpha, you all know there are two types of alpha receptors, alpha 1 and alpha 2. So as we go on to see where these alpha 1 receptors are located, we just will create a memory diagram that you can go and revise anytime you want. So alpha 1 receptors. So what are the different areas or points where alpha receptors? So first, very important is the male reproductive organ, that is your penis. So it leads to ejaculation, so it helps in ejaculation, and that is alpha 1 receptors. Then we have it also basically are present on the blood vessels. So one, we have the in the blue we have our veins, then in red we have our arteries. So here both have alpha 1 receptors and the function is almost the same. So that is contraction, so it leads to contraction. So contraction of arterioles leads into increased TPR, that is total peripheral resistance, that increases the diastolic pressure and that also increases the afterload. Whereas veins, when they contract, it leads to increase in venous return, and that increases ultimately the preload. And apart from that, as we go down, we have the liver. So in the liver, it leads to increased glycogenolysis. So alpha receptors present on the liver leads to increased glycogenolysis. Then another organ that is involved in the alpha 1 receptors, so we have the kidney. So what it does in the kidney is that it decreases the renin release. So now we have basically covered most important organs, but there are also few locations which are left. So there are eyes. So in the eyes, what it does, it basically act the radial muscles. So these are the radial muscles in the eye. Okay, so these radial muscles, they basically contract via these alpha 1 receptors, and as they contract, they basically make the eyes go from here to here. That means it leads to mydriasis. So mydriasis is again another one that is a result of alpha 1 receptors present on the radial muscles, in the eye. Now last but not the least, that is the bladder. So in the bladder you have an area known as trigone. So in the trigone and the sphincter, so these are the areas where you have alpha 1 receptors, and it leads to contraction. And what it does is, as a result of this contraction, there is urinary retention. Okay, so that was all about the alpha 1 receptors. So let's take a quick look starting from here. So we have, let's talk about the memory diagram. So this is the memory diagram. So you have kidney, you have liver, then you have the male reproductive organ, the penis, then you have the vessels. So you have the veins, you have the artery. Okay, then you also have the eyes. So here you can do, what you can do is you will make a very beautiful big eyes. So that is basically, now it is going from here to here. So these are the different organs, these are the different places where you have the alpha 1 receptor. So one thing is left, you have the bladder. Okay, so in the bladder, so now we'll go one by one. Let's quickly do. So the one place that we have, it's here. So you have on the penile organ where it leads to ejaculation. Okay, then you have second is your blood vessels. So blood vessels, all the blood vessels are contracting, so contraction of arteries and veins. Then we have the eyes. Third organ is eyes. So in the eyes it leads to mydriasis. Then we have in the liver. So in the liver, what it does, we discussed. So it increases the glycogenolysis. And the last, you have the fifth part, that is your kidney. So in the kidney, it is leading to decreased renin release. So that was alpha 1 receptors. So if you want, you can just take a screenshot of this. So this is your memory diagram for the alpha 1 receptors. Now going further to the alpha 2 receptors. So alpha 2 receptors, we have there are only very few places that you have the alpha 2 receptors. So how you are going to remember? So just make this alpha as a big one. So you just fill it with a lot of platelets or a lot of platelets. You have these platelets. So all these platelets, they are aggregating. So that means alpha 2 receptors are there on the platelets, and that leads to aggregation of the platelets. Then on this wall, just make a slight elongated structure. So what is this? You all know. So this is your pancreas, and then you have the pre-junctional. So so this, let's say this is your junction and these are your nerves. Okay, so this is a pre-junctional nerve. So you have a memory diagram, and again for alpha 2 receptors. So what are the different places that you have the alpha 2 receptors? Let's do this. So there are 3 places you see. So the first one that you have is the platelets. Okay, then the second is you have the pancreas, and the third you have the pre-junctional neurons. So on the first platelet, so it leads to aggregation of platelets. Then second, you have the pancreas, in which it decreases the insulin secretion. And on the third, that is pre-junctional neuron. So here what it does is it decreases the neurotransmitter release. So these are you. So this is the memory diagram for the alpha 2 receptors. Just have a quick recap on the alpha 1 receptor. So this is the memory diagram for alpha 1 receptors. I hope it is you all can remember this. So we'll meet in another video. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like and share my channel and subscribe to my channel and like this video. Thanks a lot.